You sat still, your hands clasped tightly together in your lap, a trembling bundle of nerves in layers of delicate white lace. The soft glow of the vanity lights above you only amplified the anxious pounding of your heart. Your wedding gown flowed around you like a dream, a masterpiece of fabric and love, but none of it felt real. None of it could feel real. Not until you saw Leah walk through that door holding Jesus' hand, laughing, teasing, calming your nerves the way only she could. But she hadn't come. You stared at your phone in your lap for the 20th time in the past 10 minutes. The lock screen glaring back at you. No new messages, no missed calls. Nothing. Your brows furrowed and you bit your bottom lip. She said she would be back by 4:30. You whispered under your breath, your voice barely audible over the soft background murmur of music and guests arriving outside. It's already 5:15. You picked up your phone again and dialed Leah's numbers, pressing it to your ear. Ring, ring, ring. Come on, Leah, pick up. Just tell me you are parking. Just say you are walking in with Jisoo. The number you are trying to reach is currently switched off or not reachable. Your throat tightened. You ended. You ended the call and tried again. Once, twice, three times. Still the same robotic voice. Your heart was no longer just pounding it was spiraling. You stood up, your heels clicking urgently against the tiled floor of the bridal suite. The wedding coordinator peeked in to remind you it was almost time, but you waved her off with a smile you didn't feel. Your fingers flew over the screen now. If Leah wasn't picking up, you would call the school. Maybe she got stuck waiting, maybe there was a delay. You dialed Jisu's school number with shaky hands and waited, praying someone would answer quickly. After a few seconds, a calm, familiar voice answered. Hello, Little Acorns Academy. This is Miss Han speaking. You cleared your throat trying to keep your voice steady. Hi, Miss Han. This is Ryan, Jisu's elder sister, his guardian. I know school ended a while ago, but I'm trying to reach the person who was supposed to pick him up today. Leah and I. She's not answering her phone. I'm a little worried. Oh, Miss Han said gently. Let me just check quickly. You waited. The silence on the line felt like a lifetime. Finally, Miss Han returned. Yes, according to our logs, Leah signed Jisoo out at 4:10 p.m. That was just over an hour ago. He left with her and everything seemed fine. Your entire body froze. She left an hour ago? You echoed, your voice barely a whisper. Yes, dear. Is everything all right? You felt your stomach drop. Your fingers gripped the edge of the vanity table for support as the world around you tilted slightly. She said she would be back by 4:30. You murmured. Where is she? I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation, Miss Han said kindly, unaware of the storm rising in your chest. Maybe there's traffic? You nodded numbly even though she couldn't see you. Yeah, maybe. You thanked her and hung up, but your heart was no longer listening to logic. Your instincts screamed at you something was wrong. She was never late, never unreachable, especially not when it come to Jisoo. Especially not today, your wedding day. You turned to the door, pacing anxiously now, your gown trailing behind you like a forgotten ghost. You called again, still unreachable. Come on, Leah, pick up, please. You whispered, your finger trembling. You looked at the mirror, your makeup still flawless, your hair perfect, the veil pinned delicately in place. But your eyes were full of panic. The bridesmaids were knocking now softly, asking if you're ready. But you weren't, not until she walked through that door, not until Jisoo was safe beside her. Because nothing, absolutely nothing was more important than them. You stood by the window now, clutching your phone tightly, your fingers pale from how hard you were holding it. You had already tried calling Leah a dozen times. Still, the same robotic voice echoed back at you. The number you are trying to reach is currently switched off or not reachable. Please try again later. Your wedding was supposed to start in just a few minutes, yet your heart wasn't beating for the ceremony. It was twisting with fear and panic. You stared down at the screen, dialed again, and prayed. Please, Leah, please speak up. But again, nothing. Just then, the door creaked open behind you. You turned quickly, your will shifting as you looked towards the sound. It was Mrs. Lee, Jungkook's aunt, his mother's sister. She walked in slowly, wearing a calm, sweet smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Oh, darling," she said in that silky tone of hers. "You look beautiful, just like a queen." You gave her a brief, polite smile, but quickly turned back to your phone, dialing Leah's number again. She stepped further in and oddly locked the door behind her with a soft click. You noticed it immediately and frowned. Why did you lock the door?" She turned to face you with a smile, her hands clasped. "Just a precaution." You looked tense, dear. "What's wrong?" You exhaled shakily, placing your phone down on the table. "It's Leah. She went to pick up my brother Jisoo from school hours ago. She said she would be back by 4:30. It's almost 6. I tried calling her, but her phone is off. I called the school and they said she picked him up or an hour ago. I don't know where they are." For a moment her face showed sympathy, a brief flash of concern. "Oh my, that is worrying." You nodded, rubbing your arms nervously. "I keep thinking maybe the car broke down or maybe her phone died, but she would never just disappear, not with Jisoo." Suddenly, Mrs. Lee's expression changed. The soft sympathy on her face melted into something darker. Her lips curled into a snowing smoke. "Or," she said smoothly, "what if they were kidnapped?" Your breath caught in your throat. "What?" She took slow, deliberate steps towards you, the sound of her heels echoing against the tiles. "Imagine it, your little brother and best friend, tied up somewhere, maybe gagged, maybe worse." "Stop it," you said, standing from your chair, the layers of your gown rustling. "What are you talking about? Why would you say that?" Her smoke widened. "Because I know exactly where they are." Your eyes widened in shock. "What do you mean?" "I mean," she whispered as she leaned in closer, "I had them taken." You stumbled back, one hand to your chest. "No, that can't be true. You wouldn't." "Oh, but I did," she interrupted coldly, "because I never wanted you to marry Jungkook." "Why?" You cried, your voice cracking. "We love each other. We have been together for years. You always smiled around me. You blessed our engagement." "I did," she replied, pacing slowly. "At first I was happy, genuinely. I thought your love was sweet and innocent. But then my daughter came to me, crying her eyes out." Your brows furrowed in confusion. "His cousin?" She nodded. "She told me she's been in love with Jungkook since they were kids, that she loved him in silence, and now, watching him marry you, she said she would rather die." You stared in disbelief, shaking your head. "This is insane. So you kidnapped Lee and Jisoo for your daughter's obsession?" She tilted her head. "I need you to leave. Not just leave the wedding, but leave in a way that Jungkook would never come looking for you. A way that would make him hate you." You were already crying now, tears streaming down your cheeks. "Please, please don't hurt them. Just let them go. I'll talk to Jungkook. I'll tell him the truth, I swear." She clicked her tongue. "No, no, that won't work. Jungkook's too stubborn. He would chase after you, believe you, forgive you. I can't have that. I need him broken. I need him vulnerable. For her." She took out her phone and tapped something and held the screen up for you to see. Your knees almost gave out. On the screen was a photo. Jisoo and Leah, their hands and feet tied, unconscious, laying on the dirty floor of an abandoned building. Bruises on their arms. They are badly injured. You let out a strangled sob and dropped to your knees. Please, please, I'm begging you, let them go. I'll do whatever you want. She crouched in front of you and handed you a pen and paper. Write a letter to Jungkook. Tell him you never loved him, that you used him, that he was nothing but your 50th target, that you slept with other men. Make it wild, make it cruel. You shook your head violently. I can't break him like that. He will be destroyed. I think you don't love your brother or your sister like best friend. She snapped, suddenly furious. She picked up her phone and began dialing. Guards? No, you screamed. I'll do it. She smoked again and ended the call. Good girl, you have 10 minutes. I'll tell you how to write. Words will be mine, handwriting will be yours. Come on, be quick. I don't have a time. Your hand trembled as you picked up the pen. Every word which she was narrating stabbed your heart when you wrote a letter. You were sobbing so hard the ink smudged in places, but Mrs. Lee didn't care. She took the letter, folded it, and tucked it under your phone on the table. Where are they? You asked desperately. She smiled. Abandoned warehouse by the river on the countryside. You better hurry if you want them alive. You stood, barely able to balance in your foot. Still in your gown, you looked once at the mirror. One last time, one last moment. I'm sorry, Jungle. You turned and ran out the back door, the train of your gown dragging behind you. As soon as you were gone, Mrs. Lee chuckled darkly and pulled out her phone again. She dialed. Changing plans, and them both. Then she unlocked the door and threw on her best panicked face and ran out to the waiting guests. Ryan is missing, she cried. Gas erupted across the crowd, but behind her teary facade she smiled. Everything was going exactly as planned.